I've been smoking weed almost every day since 2016. I spent half my time as a teenager getting wasted and most of my 20s getting high. And I can say pretty confidently that most of the stuff you see online about weed is not really that true. It's like only a half truth. The whole culture of mistrust that was developed towards weed within the past 100 years of American propaganda is kind of responsible for one half of it, and then the counterculture movement that tries to say that it's amazing, it's a miracle plant, it's perfect, nothing's wrong with it. That's the other half, and I came up right in the middle of this clash back in the 2010s, and I just remember online literally nothing but praise for weed, like, oh, everything's a lie, like, smoke it every day, it'll make everything about your life better. And there was, even today, I don't really see as much good information on it. I only see the people that have never really smoked it and have fed into, CIA type propaganda, and then just stoners who are in complete denial about their addiction. And I've been smoking almost every day for like 10 years now. I have taken I've taken breaks up to a year. A year was the longest I ever took, and that was the most productive year in college. So I will say that, but I just have a perspective now that I think people I know, some people I know need to hear. If you're young too and you're like a teenager and you start smoking, like, a lot of the negatives don't really become apparent to you until later on down the line. So as someone that has, weed has been a very big part of my life for 10 years now, and I wouldn't be the person I am without it. And I am very grateful to have it in my life, but I also do not want to be smoking it every day like I am. And when you start to put anything in your body to change your homeostasis, your body's going to start to crave that. It's not just weed, it's literally anything. Whatever you put in your body, it's going to get accustomed to, it's going to start to crave. So anybody that says online that weed is not addictive is like either a fool or in denial, because I've never really met anybody that didn't smoke on a habitual level daily, like on a long-term basis, that didn't end up becoming dependent on it. And I can say, like, right now I'm dependent on weed. I'm probably not as addicted as a lot of people could be, because like there's levels to it, and it really depends on your mental state too, like how much are you using it as a crutch. But I mean, just on a physical level, you can be physically, uh, some people can get anxiety. I don't know if it's just like your biochemistry predisposes you to getting more anxious once you become accustomed to it. But I can definitely say that myself and other people in my family, we find that, like after habitual use, it really becomes a sort of thing, kind of like cigarettes, where you need to keep going to reduce the anxiety of not consuming. Uh, and anybody that is out there saying weed is going to ruin your life is also pretty foolish. Like there's a lot of lies on both sides. Cuz I don't think I've ever known anybody that's got seriously injured because of their weed consumption, but it doesn't it doesn't hurt your life in the short term. It ruins your life slowly. That's the thing that most people fail to grasp. If you don't control your habits, this is one of those things that will ruin your life very slowly. Like, you'll wake up and realize, like, yo, it's been 10 years and I haven't done shit with my life. And I am very fortunately not one of those people because I don't know, I've been through enough shit that Hey girl, sorry, I should have shut my door before I started recording. Uh you know, not everyone can do what I do. That's all I'm going to say. Like, and a lot of the reason that I'm able to do this is kind of just because I'm forced to with my autoimmune and just the chronic pain. I've gotten very good at dealing with chronic pain, and weed is really good at helping with chronic pain. It's way better to take than opiates, in my opinion. And when I smoke weed, compared to the times that I've been addicted to cigarettes or like just vaping nicotine, it hurts your throat a lot more. I think that you can hurt yourself with some of this corpo weed, but of the earth kind of plant, just burning that, I don't think it hurts. It doesn't feel like it hurts me as bad as other stuff I've inhaled. I will say, briefly, some of the good things that weed has done for me, because it's not all bad. I wrote some of these down, but even today, it gives me a moment to pause, and it helps throw me into a more reflective state. It's good for. I mean, honestly, weed is better than any therapy I've ever had, and I've tried a lot of different therapists, but just sitting there with your thoughts, kind of, almost like bird's eye view from the situation, it kind of removes you from the, I don't know, the intensity of the situation. And it's given me a good way to know myself, I really think. When I was younger too, I was pretty suicidal, and if I had found relief in some other thing besides weed, I might have killed myself. I will say this probably won't apply to everybody, but I do find that when I haven't consumed weed in a while, mind you, this is something that will go away extremely quickly if you habitually use, but if you haven't smoked in a while and then you take some, it throws you into a more psychedelic state. And for me, it's helped with visions, possibly enhanced my telepathic abilities, and I can't speak on that for everyone, but I do think that it gives you access to higher realms of consciousness if you choose to explore them. Now I'm just gonna try to honestly get you to not smoke, really, because I do think that weed is good for certain people, but I don't think that it's good for most people. And I think that you're more than likely, if you're not already deeply addicted or running from something, if you kind of have a stable life, it could throw it off kilter if you have the right kind of personality. Because, after you smoke every single day, it turns into much more of a dependence. And it's kind of similar to being addicted to cigarettes, how you just have to go out and smoke every once in a while to reduce the cravings. And you do suppress your emotions long term and your appetite as well. And if you're not careful, like if you really fall for a lot of the slop out there, just put shit in your body, consume shit media, start like scrolling too much, like you can kind of zombify yourself. That's a very real thing. And I don't know, like I've seen it I've zombified myself before for sure, but like I haven't ever spent years as a zombie. It's only been like weeks, but I have seen people that literally like live their life in zombie mode. It's so fucked. And I don't know, that might be you. You might turn into a zombie. I think I think there is a certain like predisposition to these kind of things just because you can see in certain cultures have benefited more from the smoke than others. So I don't know if it's for everyone, but if you're out here like dabbling, you know, if you're dabbling with all these substances, you're dabbling with a little alcohol, a little nicotine, a little kratom, cocaine, whatever, you know. Um, all of them are going to ruin your life, alcohol included, very much so, alcohol included. All of them are going to ruin your life a lot more. Not, maybe not nicotine, but I mean, that will kill you. Like, you can get cancer very easily. Like, a lot of fuckers die from cancer because people are addicted to cigarettes. And you know, maybe people die from weed smoking. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I could just be ignorant, but just anecdotally, I hear a lot of people die, and it's like, yeah, Jim smoked a pack a day. But I never hear anyone who's like, yeah, Billy was smoking blunts every single day back to back, and he just his fucking throat had to get excavated out of his face. I don't know. I do think there's a lot more shit in the cigarettes that are gonna kill you. I'm kind of derailing. Basically, my point is like, right, weed is a drug, just like everything else. But the thing is, alcohol is also a drug. And if you're gonna choose between alcohol and weed, I'm just gonna say this. If you're gonna choose between a life of drinking every evening or a life of smoking weed every evening, like if you're already addicted to something and you know you're not gonna stop, I would just suggest try to get some weed over the other shit, because like you're never gonna black out and kill somebody because you got too high. You're just gonna go to sleep. And like, you cannot be a serious person if you smoke. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, if you smoke every single day, like, you're not gonna go as far at all if you were sober. Like, you really should be sober, but it's not gonna kill you, but it will ruin your life slowly if you let it.